Okay, students, good morning. Good morning, students.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Morning, assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Sir, sorry for my voice. How to say? I am a bit sick. Yes, that's why my voice is so rude. Так, who's here? Wahid, Laiba. Wahid, Laiba, are you here?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Ishtiaq, Aisha. Ishtiaq, Aisha, she is absent. Так, Muhammad Anas. Muhammad Anas. Are you here? Muhammad Saifal.
Yes, ma'am. Present.
Ali Tashid.
Yes, ma'am. Present.
Tak, and Ahmed Jamal. Five students. Okay, today, students, we will discuss about cardiac cycle. Yes, cardiac cycle and ECG. Yes. Have you prepared this topic? Yes, students, cardiac cycle and ECG. Yes, we will discuss today about it. Yes, attendance. Muhammad Anna, why you don't reply?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Muhammad Anas. Yes, students, cardiac cycle. What is it? Attention. So, yes, students, what is cardiac cycle and what is the duration of one cardiac cycle? Ayşe İştiyak,
Ma'am, cardiac cycle is the performance of the human heart. It is the cycle from the beginning of one heartbeat to the next. It consists of two periods, systole and diastole. Systole is the period during which the heart wall of the heart contracts and pumps the blood to the body. Diastole is the relaxation period in which the blood heart chambers refill the blood. The duration of the cardiac cycle is about 0.6 to 1 second, ma'am, and its frequency ranges from 60 to 72 as average per minute for normal human activities.
Yes, duration of cardiac cycle depends on heart rate.
Activities.
No, heart rate, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
If your heart rate increases, then each cardiac cycle becomes shorter. Yes, and opposite, if your heart rate decreases, then cardiac cycle longer, yes, is longer. Yes, when you say relaxation and contraction, you mean which chamber?
Ma'am, for relaxation, the atria relax and makes a pressure inside the heart chambers, and that results in the filling of the blood or moving of the blood from the other body parts to inside the heart. And when they contract, they push the blood inside the ventricles and from the ventricles to all the parts of the body.
Yes, I know. I mean, systole and diastole, we relate to which chamber? Because
Atrial and
atriums and
ventricular.
ventricles, they contract and relax not at the same time, yes? So when we say about systole of heart, we mean systole of which chamber?
Atrial chamber, ma'am.
No, we mean ventricles. Yes, look from here to here. This
Yes,
is ventricular systole. Yes, when we say systole of heart, we mean systole of ventricles. Okay, and from this point to the here up to here, this is diastole of ventricles. Yes, which includes also atrial systole. You can see here, last portion of diastole includes atrial systole. So we relate cardiac systole to only ventricles. Okay. So how much is diastole? How much is systole? Which one is longer?
Diastole is longer, ma'am.
Yes,
0.3.
you can see. Yes, in this picture also you can see that it is longer. Yes, diastole. And if we take average 0.8, yes, one cardiac cycle, 0.8 seconds. Systole it is
0.1 second.
no. Systole it is 0.3.
0.3.
Yes, from and diastole it is 0.5. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So total there will be 0.8. Yes. Total duration of one cardiac cycle. During systole, yes, you can see here also each systole and diastole, it has their own periods. Yes. So systole consists of isovolumic volumetric contraction. Yes. And yes, second period it is ventricular ejection. Two periods, yes. So what happens during isovolumic contraction in ventricles? As you can see, what during this cardiac muscle contract, but there is no shortening of their length. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
And what about the condition of valves in this period?
Ma'am, the mitral valves are opened in the left.
Really?
During the and ma'am, it's a passive filling.
No, we are saying about the contraction. During contraction, there is no feeling. Feeling it is in diastole, yes?
Okay.
Yes, filling is here. Yes, you can see that mitral and tricuspid valve, they are opened and ventricles start to be filled. Yes.
Yes. Ma'am, due to the rapid contraction of ventricle, the aortic valves are opened due to the higher pressure in the left ventricle.
Before that, yes, this happens in the second period, which is called ventricular ejection. But before that, what happens?
The volume of the blood remains the same.
Yes,
Inside
volume
the
of blood. Why it is the same?
And because the mitral valves are closed,
Yes, you can see mitral valve are closed, but yes, and what about semilunar valves? They are also, yes, they are still closed. They didn't open yet, yes. So all valves are closed in this period, and that's why there's no change in the volume of blood, yes. That's why it is called isovolemic, yes, it means iso means the same, yes. So volume is remains the same, and length of the cardiac muscle also doesn't change, and you can see it isn't shortened. Yes, if it were shortened, then it will be, yes, we will see this second picture. Yes, understood.
yes, ma'am.
In first period of systole, there's no change in the volume and in the length of cardiac muscle fiber. Pressure rises in this period up to how much? Yes. Pressure in this period, how much?
Less than 120.
How much again? Maximum it can reach 90, okay? 80, 90 millimeters of mercury. Okay, pressure increases more in the next period of systole, which is called, yes, which is called ventricular rejection. Okay, in this period, what cardiac muscle, they shorten, yes, and pressure rises more. It can reach how much?
One 120 mmHg.
Yes, it
120
can
to
reach
130.
120, yes, maximum pressure 120, 130, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
And yes, it causes opening of which valve?
Opening of the
Aortic valves.
Aortic valve, yes, and pulmonary valve, yes.
pulmonary valve as well.
Yes, and
And the blood is pumped to the lungs and to the parts of the body at the same time.
yes. Blood is ejected, yes, that's why we call it ventricular ejection phase, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So how many blood is ejected from ventricles? From how many, yes? Is when they are fully filled, how many blood do they contain?
Ma'am, 70% of blood is pumped by the contraction.
Not all the blood, yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Some amount of blood is remained in the ventricles after contraction.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
So how was total? How many?
70 ml is the blood
Seven-
that is pumped and 30 ml remains.
Okay, 70 ml is pumped, and we call this volume.
Stroke volume.
Yes, we call this volume stroke volume. Yes, very good. And the blood which is remaining in the ventricles.
That is called end systolic volume.
Yes, and systolic
Yes,
volume. Yes, and systolic volume, because at the end of systole, yes,
Yes.
And it is around 50, yes, not 30. It
50
is
to
around
60 ml.
50, 60. Yes, so total in ventricles, it is how much?
About 200 ml.
Yes, 120. Yes, 70 plus 50, it is 120.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, and
130 ml is pumped, right?
No.
again,
70 ml pump.
70 ml.
yes, yes,
Mm.
70. It is stroke form. 70 ml is pumped from each ventricle.
And 60 is remaining.
Yes, 50 is remain. 50 it is and systolic volume. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
And at this point, ventricular systole is finished. Yes, and then begins ventricular diastole. Yes. Is it clear with the systole?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Next, diastole. What are the periods of diastole? Yes, you can see here isovolumic relaxation. Yes, again the same term. And ventricular filling.
Ma'am, the pressure in the ventricle drops and mitral valve open that cause the rapid ventricular filling.
No, before that, mitral valve opens during next period, filling period. But till this period, there is no opening of atrioventricular valves because what? Pressure decreases up to how much? And it is not enough, yes, because to be open, atrioventricular to be open, pressure must be less than in atriums. Yes. How many is the pressure in atriums?
It is 90, ma'am.
In atriums, it is 90. Really? No, it's very high pressure. Even in the right ventricles, pressure is not 90. It is less. So who knows how many is the pressure in atriums? Yes, please let's today now remember review the pressures in all chambers during systole and during diastole.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, pressure in atriums, say in left ventricle. Yes, we say during systole it can reach maximum. Yes, 120 or 130. Yes. During diastole in left ventricle, pressure is in right ventricle. In this period, how much is the pressure?
120, ma'am.
Again,
No, they need.
Yes, ma'am.
no. Do you remember left side? It is high pressure side. Yes. Right side, it is low pressure side because from right side starts pulmonary circulation and it is short circulation. Yes. And it doesn't need so high pressure, much high pressure. Left side, it is high pressured side because yes, from left side starts systemic circulation, and that's why yes, it needs more pressure because pressure is the main driving force for blood flow. Yes, how many is the pressure in right ventricle? Yes, it's very less. Come on, students. Who knows? Так.
Ma'am, it's around about 25 to 30 mmHg, I think.
Yes, yes, 25. Yes, 30 also 30.
Mhm.
Even 30, yes, it is high, yes, for right ventricle.
Yes, ma'am.
25, yes, it is only 25 millimeters of mercury. So now what about the pressure in ventricles during diastole? In left and right ventricle.
The right ventricle, it's very less.
Mhm. Mhm.
Right ventricle, ma'am.
Right and left ventricle.
Ma'am, left can be 120 and right is 25.
No, during diastole. During diastole, pressure
Yes.
decreases, yes, because muscles relax.
During the diastole on right side, it's usually around about 8 to 10 mmHg.
8 to 10
Yes, ma'am.
in right
That-
ventricle.
No, in the right.
What is in the left?
Ma'am, 3 to 12
12.
milli.
Mhm. So yes, pressure decreases during diastole. It decreases, yes, up to 3 to yes millimeters. Even it can reach 0. Okay. In right ventricle, the same. Yes, in right ventricle, is it the same? Um, wait, I want.
Ma'am, in right ventricle, diastolic pressure can be about 3 to 7 millimeter Hg.
Yes, it also decreases. Yes, it also decreases. And pressure in atriums. Just wait, I want to show. Так.
Ma'am, in right atria,
Right atriums and
ma'am, in right atrium, diastolic pressure is about 5 millimeter of Hg.
wait a
And right,
minute, students. Oh yeah. Yes.
in the right atrium, the pressure can be about 5 millimeter of mercury, and in left atrium, the pressure in diastolic period can be about 8 millimeter of Hg, 8 or 9.
Yes, students during diastole in ventricles pressure decreases to very low values, and it can reach even 0. Okay, in ventricles, in atriums, pituitary atriums during systole, pressure rises
20 to 30 millimeter of Gm.
no
Systole
really
to 20.
up to 10, yes, up to 10 it can rise. In atriums, pressure rises up to 10. Let's talk. During systole, it rises up to yes, it rises up to 10. During diastole in ventricles, yes, it also look students 4, 4, 6, 8. Yes, 4 to 8, and maximum it can rise to 10 millimeters during systole. During diastole, it is also 0. Okay, because muscles relax and pressure decreases. So in our first period of diastole, yes, isovolumic relaxation, pressure decreases, and it is not less than in the atriums, and that's why there's no opening of mitral and tricuspid valve. Yes, it opens when pressure in ventricles become less than in atriums. Okay, so during isovolumic relaxation, pressure decreases up to 10. Okay, here pressure decreases up to 10. So let's write here 10 millimeters. Okay, 10 millimeters of mercury. And volume of blood in this period. 50, yes, it is still 50. Yes, after systole, there was remaining 50 milliliters. And yes, the volume doesn't change because all valves are closed, yes, in this period. And begins the next period. In this next period, you can see there's relaxation of cardiac muscles with elongation of their length. Okay, here you can see in the isovolumic relaxation, they relax, but there's no elongation of their length, and that's why pressure decreases only up to 10. Okay, pressure decreases till 0 when they relax with elongation of their length. And yes, you can see this happens in this period in ventricular filling, and pressure decreases till 0. Okay, and yes, pressure becomes less than in atriums, and that's why there is opening of mitral and tricuspid valve, and blood rushes into ventricles. Yes. Yes, about aortic and pulmonary valve. When they close, yes, students, aortic and pulmonary valve, when do they close? Hello, students, are you here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, when the ventricle chambers contract, the
Aortic valve. No, aortic and pulmonary valve. We forgot to say about that. Yes. When do they close?
tricuspid and mitral valves, right?
No, aortic and pulmonary valve. Mhm. How do these valves open and close? Due to what they open and
Ma'am, when left ventricle relaxes, aortic valve is closed, or aortic valve closes when the left ventricle relaxes. And for the pulmonary,
yes, when they relax, yes, in the aorta, in the and in the pulmonary artery, pressure becomes higher than in ventricles. Yes, and they push the okay.
yes, ma'am.
So it happens during first period of relaxation. Yes, first period of relaxation. We call this isovolumic relaxation. So in isovolumic relaxation and contraction, all valves are closed. Okay, don't forget about this. And after isovolumic relaxation, there is filling phase, during which cardiac muscle relax with elongation of their length, and the pressure decreases up to 0, yes, 0 or 2 millimeters of mercury. And it is when pressure is less than in atriums, and it causes opening of mitral and tricuspid valve. Yes, because in the atriums during this period, pressure is 4 to 6 millimeters of mercury. And yes, when valves are opened, blood rushes into ventricles. Yes, rapid filling, slow filling, and last one, it is last period in ventricular diastole, it is atrial contraction. Yes, atrial systole. During atrial systole, last portion, about 20% of blood, remaining blood, is pumped into ventricles. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, and then begins when they are now ventricles are fully filled with the blood. How many amount of blood contains in? Yes, it is contained in ventricles. Yes, when they are fully filled with blood. Yes,
Ma'am, in atrial contraction,
in ventricles, how much? How many amount of blood at the end of diastole? Yes,
and
when they are.
and EDV, ma'am, in EDV and diastolic volume, it is about 120 milliliter.
Yes, 120. Yes, 50 was remained after ventricular systole. Yes,
And
and
diastolic volume. Oh, and systolic
during
volume.
yes during filling phase to 70 milliliters uh, flow into ventricles. Yes, from atriums and systemic veins, and then yes, totally. So in ventricles, it is 120. Yes, it is called end diastolic volume. And after that begins again atrial systole. Yes, atrial. Oh, sorry, ventricular systole. Ventricular
So
systole, and pressure rises and causes closure of at, uh, mitral and tricuspid valve. Yes, Understood, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So, when do you hear hard sounds?
Ma'am, during the isovolumetric contraction, there is a lub sound due to the closure of mitral valve.
Mitral and tricuspid valve, yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Do they close at the same time, mitral and tricuspid valve?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, they close at the same time, and we hear, that's why we hear clear S1, yes, S1, lower lap sound, yes.
Yes.
This is during isovolumic contraction here, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
And S2,
Due to the closure of aortic and pulmonary valve. That's bit late.
during which cycle or period? During which period? Yes. Pulmonary and aortic valve closed during which period of cycle?
I think isovolumetric relaxation.
Yes, relaxation, yes. At the beginning of isovolumic relaxation, yes. Pressure, yes, here, yes, pressure decreases, and that's why aortic pulmonary valve closed. S2.
Yes, true.
And, oh, wait. Yes. And as what else? Do you know another hard sounds?
Yes, ma'am. S3 and S4.
Mm-hmm.
S3 is the sound produced due to the rapid venous return or ventricular filling with turbulent flow.
Yes. During this period, when blood suddenly rushes into ventricle, yes,
Yes,
we hear
S3.
vibration of walls of ventricle, and we hear S3. And S4,
Ma'am, S4, when the blood from atrium passes to the toughened ventricle, like
And left,
forceful contraction against the
left
stiffened.
ventricle
Yeah.
filling.
at the end of systole or at the end of diastole, what happens? Contraction of atriums, yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Atrial contraction, and this during which blood is pumped into ventricles and also cause vibration, yes? And we hear S4. Okay, this is, so what about, yes, sound splitting? Do you know what is sound splitting? What is sound splitting? And what is murmur? What is sound splitting and what is murmur? Is it pathological or it is physiological?
Then the heart murmur is the pathological.
Yes, murmurs, they are, yes, only pathological. We don't have physiological murmur. Okay, and we hear this between S and S1, S1 or S2 or S2 and S1. Yes, between hard sounds, we hear murmurs, and they are caused by what? Murmurs. The main reason of murmurs is
Ma'am, due to the heart defects, like for
yes.
example, holes in the heart.
Yes, we can see
Or
when we have defects.
valve
Okay.
problems, ma'am.
Yes. Mostly, yes, this is valvular dysfunction. Yes. Murmurs
Valvular.
are caused by valvular dysfunction when valves open or close not properly.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, during this, blood flows. Not what there is creation of turbulent blood flow, and yes, we hear it. That's why we hear murmur. And yes, there can be also when we have defects in the walls of chambers. Yes, blood flows through these defects. Yes, and creates turbulent flow again, and we hear murmurs. Diastolic
Also
and
in the walls,
systolic.
ma'am.
What?
Also in the walls.
Wall
Yes.
की बात.
There's a defect in the walls.
What kind of
Stenosis.
valvular dysfunction do you know?
Ma'am, narrowing or tightness of the valve.
Narrowing we call how?
Narrowing, tightening, stiffening, and limitation of the power flow of the blood.
Yes, we call narrowing of valve, orifice or valve, we call.
Ma'am, due to the failure of valve to complete, close completely.
Yes, we call this, no, when they can't open completely, we call stenosis.
Stenosis.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
yes.
Yes, ma'am.
And when they can't close properly, we call insufficiency.
Mhm.
Yes, insufficiency.
Yes, ma'am.
So, yes. For example, aortic stenosis, yes. And we hear during aortic stenosis, we hear a murmur during which cycle? Let's imagine that there is aortic stenosis and murmur appears during which sound or which cycle, I mean, which cycles?
Ma'am,
Stenosis, it means yes, open not properly. When aortic valve open.
Ma'am, during the rapid ventricular ejection.
Yes, and ejection, yes, during ventricular ejection.
Yes, ma'am.
It is a period of systole, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So we hear murmur during systole, and we call this murmur systolic murmur. Okay, because we hear during systole, and when we have, for example, aortic insufficiency, during which aortic valve close not properly and creates murmur. So aortic insufficiency we hear when murmur in which cycle?
In S1.
Mhm.
Oh, S2, S2.
वो तो sound है ना मैम, कुछ नहीं, कौन सी
Yes,
phase?
yes, S2 we cannot hear because it is yes, aortic valve close what? Not properly.
Yes, ma'am.
And
In the aortic
S2
stenosis.
it become very slow. Yes, S2 the sound of S2 becomes very slow, and yes, it is during first period of diastole. Yes, so during diastole we hear diastolic murmur when we have aortic insufficiency. Yes, during this, blood flows back. Yes, back from aorta into ventricles. Yes, and create this murmur. And what about splitting? What is splitting? Yes, we said about splitting. Yes, sound splitting. Aortic and no, sorry, mitral and tricuspid valve they close at the same time. Yes, but aortic and pulmonary valve they might close not at the same time, and the closure of pulmonary valve it is later, it is delayed, and we can see this splitting. Okay, sound splitting.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know when sound
In S2,
frequency
ma'am.
can be physiological also?
Yes, ma'am.
Mhm.
Sound split is happens in S2, ma'am.
Yes, S2. So pulmonary valve close a bit
Bit late.
later.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, a bit later because of breathing cycles, inspiration and expiration. Yes, during inspiration there is increase in venous return. Yes, more blood returns into right atrium and more blood then is pumped to right ventricle, and that's why volume of blood is greater. Yes, and that's why during ventricular systole, the closure of what? No, during ventricular diastole, yes, closure of pulmonary valve is delayed due to increased venous return. Okay,
Okay, ma'am.
and that's all. Yes, about cycle and sound. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Так. And do you know this volume pressure loop? Have you ever seen this?
Which, ma'am?
This picture.
LV pressure, left ventricle pressure.
Yes, left ventricular pressure and volume. Yes, in your quizzes, yes, there can be this kind of picture also, and that's why I'm asking this. This is also cardiac cycle, uh, and how changes pressure and volume during cardiac cycle.
Ma'am, and systolic pressure.
And systolic and diastolic. Yes, here is the same picture, but with volumes. Yes, here you can see the volumes. Yes, from here there is the beginning of contraction. Yes, there is a volumic contraction and ventricular ejection. Yes, here you can clearly see pressures. Yes, you can see pressure during isovolumic contraction. This period it rises up to 90, and volume of blood in this period it is 120. Okay, it's easy to memorize cardiac cycles. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
so
Very
yes,
easy.
yes, you can or what orient. Yes, you can be oriented by this pressure volume loop. And yes, now about ECG, students. Today we also have ECG. So what is ECG? Electrocardiogram, yes. This is standard electrocardiogram. And record, yes, record of electrical activity in the heart, yes, on the paper.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, how many leads there are in standard ECG?
How many what, ma'am?
Leads.
ये नहीं पढ़ा मैम को कह दो पढ़ा दें
Ma'am, we have not studied about it right now. Oh, we have not taken the lecture.
Yes, ma'am.
We
No,
will be.
there won't be any lecture about ECG because it is topic of practice class only, practical class.
Okay, ma'am.
So on ECG we have 12 leads, 12 leads. 6 from the limbs. Yes, here 6 are from the limbs and 6 from chest. These are chest leads. Okay. How we register ECG? Yes, we apply electrodes. Yes, electrodes on the body. Yes, on the right hand. Yes, red. On the left hand and on the left foot. Yes, and this is what for earth. Yes, for earth electrode. And we have 6 electrodes on the chest wall. Yes, V1, V2, V3, V4, V5, V6. Each electrode registers electrical activity from different part of your body, of your heart, and that's why they show us different part of heart. Yes, different place. I mean different place. For example, yes, V5, V6, you can see that it shows lateral part of heart. Yes, and etc. Okay. Так. Okay. Standard leads, yes, standard leads first, second, and third we call bipolar. They are registered by bipolar electrodes. Bipolar is 2 electrodes. Yes, for one is negative, another is positive. Yes, and this here is negative and here is positive. Yes, and in second you can see negative is on the right hand, positive is on the left foot. So it registers these lips. They register vertical vertical waves. Yes, vertical waves of vertical
Ma'am,
position.
what happens with these difference in the polarities?
Again,
What happens with the difference in these polarities means, ma'am, electrode changing. What happens with these positive and negative signs? Like,
yes, it will show, yes, positive and negative. It depends upon which direction there is a depolarization of yes, if it flows from into positive, yes, if a wave of depolarization goes towards the positive, we can see positive waves on ECG here. If it goes to the negative part, we see negative. Now, yes, I will here explain you. On ECG, we have waves, yes, waves.
yes, ma'am.
Wave can be positive or negative. We divide positive and negative according to this horizontal line, not visible horizontal line. It is called isoelectric line. Okay, and in isoelectric, if waves are located above this, we call them positive. So P, R, and T, they are positive waves. Okay, it means that a wave of depolarization goes towards the positive electrode. Okay, and we see these positive waves. And negative waves are located under this isoelectric line.
Isoelectric.
Yes, here is Q is negative and S is negative. So it means that wave of depolarization goes towards the negative electrode, and we see negative waves. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And we have also wave segments. These are part of ECG which lies on isoelectric line here. Yes, we can see this part, it is on the isoelectric line, and this part. Yes. So this segment we call PQ segment. Okay, and another segment we call this
ST.
ST. Yes, between S and T, and that one is between P and Q. Okay,
Okay.
and after that, what?
QT interval, ma'am.
Intervals. Yes, intervals. We have intervals, and these are include both waves and segments. Yes, this is PR interval. It means from this part to this part. Yes, to R. And we have Q2 interval from Q to the T. And we have another interval, it is called RR interval. Okay, between R and the next R. And we have complex. Yes, complex, these are QRS complex. 3 waves together, they form complex. Okay, these are components of ECG. And now what shows, which wave shows which component shows which electrical activity. Yes. So first of all, we should understand what conducting system of heart is before reading is ECG. We have conducting system. It is composed of pacemaker cells. Yes, the group of pacemaker cells located in certain areas of heart. Yes, we have SA node. Yes, and then we have AV node. Yes, we have a bundle of his bundle branches. Yes, Purkinje fibers like this. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
First impulses generated in the SA node.
Yes, ma'am. Sinusoid
Yes.
node.
Yes, sinus node.
After that, in the
And
atrioventricular node.
from SA node, it impulse spread to atrial
AV node.
muscles. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
First impulse spread to atrial muscles, and then to the AV node. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So we have a vector summation we call. So it is sum of vectors. Sum of vectors. So it this vector summation, it is from up to right, from up to down, from right to left. Yes, in this way. Yes.
Conjunctival inside.
It means most waves, they go in this direction. Okay, and that's why we call this sum vector. And impulses which go opposite to this vector, they can show us negative P waves. So for example, P wave, yes, P wave appears when we have depolarization of atrial muscles. Yes, it spreads from up to left, up to down, yes, but most they go in this direction, to the according to the main vector, and that's why we see positive P wave. Yes, and after that there is impulse reach the AV node. Yes, in AV node, it is short and small as comparing other atrial muscles and ventricular muscles. That's why ECG machine doesn't register any electrical activity, and AV node, it is shown as PQ segment. Okay. And
Okay.
after that, impulse spread to the interventricular septum. Yes, but interventricular septum, it is depolarized in this direction. Okay, from down, and it is, yes, opposite to the main vector, and that's why depolarization of interventricular septum we see as Q wave, and it is negative. It is negative because wave, it is opposite to the main vector. Yes, if you look here, if you look here, in first standard, yes, Q, it is also negative, in second, third. So it means wave, it goes towards the negative electrode, okay? It goes towards the negative electrode away from the positive. That's why Q becomes negative.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and after that, there will be depolarization of the apex here, yes. And we see our wave like this. Yes, it is positive because it is towards the positive electrode, yes. And S1, it is depolarization of lateral wall of ventricles. And yes, it is opposite. It goes away from positive electrode. You can see here, away from positive electrode. Yes, it goes from, yes, in this direction, and that's why it goes away from positive towards the negative, and that's why we see again negative S wave. Okay, and after depolarization there will be a repolarization of ventricles, and it is shown as T wave. So understood, students? P wave shows us depolarization of atriums. AV node we see as PQ segment here, yes. Q, it is the depolarization of interventricular septum. R, it is depolarization of apex of heart, yes. C, it is depolarization of lateral wall of heart, yes. And then after depolarization, there will be T wave. Так. So now to make it clear, I want to share with you one video. Так. Yes, about depolarization and repolarization. To make it clear, I want to share your video. Uh, Students, in this picture, you see that contraction and depolarization. Yes, they are different. Yes, and you can see contraction begins at the half of plateau phase and lasts till the end of plateau phase. Okay, so ECG registers the dipolar electrical potentials, but not contraction. Yes, it registers electrical potential, and contraction, it begins at the half of plateau phase till the end of it. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So it means that yes, contraction of atriums is not at the beginning of the yes, but it is in the middle. Yes, for example, here, yes, contraction begins here. Yes, and contraction of ventricles is also near. Yes, near this. Okay. Students, any questions from ECG? In this semester, we only discuss leads, yes, basic things. There is no interpretation of ECG. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
And students, about Moodle platform, have you solved quiz number 4?
Quiz? No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
We'll see
Why?
later.
Please, students, don't forget about Moodle platform also. Yes, because I will put marks according to that also. I will, yes, what average, yes. I will look your activeness, your marks in the practical classes and marks from quiz on the Moodle.
Okay,
So
ma'am.
don't forget, because deadline is only half, yes, or only one week. If you forget to solve, then it will be minus, yes, minus mark for you. Okay, and students who have a lot of absence, yes, in your group, only 4 or 5 students usually attend the class. Others, they don't. That's why they have to clear absence, or I will not allow them to first model. Okay, tell them, okay, about this. That's all, students. Here, не могли бы присадиться. Slide. Students, about slides, no, I can't, because my slides are short, yes, for practice classes only. And that's why
Ma'am,
it
Isha
could be
Iman present.
who?
Isha Iman.
Ishaima.
Yes, ma'am.
I didn't see him when I was taking attendance. Okay.
Ma'am, this time network issue, therefore I can't join my class.
Okay. That's all, students. See you next class.
Okay, ma'am.
For the next class, students prepare regulation of cardiovascular system. Yes, all about regulation. We have extrinsic, intrinsic regulation. Okay,
Okay, ma'am.
nervous, humoral, and local regulation. Okay, bye bye.
Bye.
Ma'am,
This is Tania, ma'am.
ma'am, kindly, excuse me, ma'am.
What?
Have you marked my attendance, ma'am?
What?
Ma'am, have you marked my attendance?
Ahmad Jamal?
Yes, ma'am.
Ahmad Jamal. Yes, yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, ma'am. Bye.
Bye bye.